Hello and welcome to the Kitzer, your weekly dose of Torah and self-development to help you have a better week, to live a better life, and maybe even to taste a sweeter afterlife. Okay, this week we start Sefer Shemos, which is the Sefer of the Exodus and the bitter descent of the Jewish people into slavery. Pharaoh saw the Jewish people were getting stronger and more numerous. They're having babies 6 at a time, and he wanted to limit this. He became so concerned that he decided that he was going to kill all the firstborn children. So when Moses is born, his family makes a little basket, throws him in the river, and they hope for a better life for him, hope that he can survive. Pharaoh's daughter is out by the river. She sees the boy, scoops him up. We all know the story. Then Moses' sister Miriam comes out and says, hey, do you need a wet nurse for that little baby? So then she and Moses' mother are able to be in Pharaoh's palace with him to help raise him. Now, things progress, and now Moses is a grown man, and he sees one of his fellow Jews. He still has this connection to them. He sees one of them being afflicted by one of Pharaoh's men, so he hits him. And then everyone finds out in the town. So Moses has to flee, and he runs away to Midian. He runs away to the plains. There he meets Yisro and Yisro's daughters, and he ends up marrying one of Yisro's daughters and becomes a shepherd. And he spends many years, 40 years in fact, wandering as a shepherd, feeding the flock. And one day he's out, and he sees this burning bush. God appears to him in that burning bush and says, I will make you a strong nation, but you must go right away and approach Pharaoh and tell him to let my people go. And Moses pleads and he says, I'm not the right guy. I got this stutter. Are you sure? No one's going to believe me that I saw this, thing in the middle of the field that was burning. So what am I supposed to do? And God says, don't worry, I got you. So he shows him how he can turn his staff into a snake. He says, move your hand to your chest. Oh, it turns white like leprosy. Move it away. It's all good. And he even says, if you need, you can scoop a cup of water from the river, toss it on the ground, it'll turn into blood. Everyone will believe you. So Moses is convinced. He goes back. He rejoins his brother, Aaron, and the elders of Israel, and they begin to confront Pharaoh, which leads us to the next several chapters of the plagues that we all know so well from Passover. So let's go a little bit deeper into this bush, the sneh. Moses approaches the sneh, and here, let's read from, this is chapter 3, verses 2 through 4. An angel of Hashem appeared to him in a blaze of fire from amid the bush. He saw, and behold, the bush was burning in the fire, but the bush was not consumed. Moses thought, I will turn aside now and look at this great sight. Why will the bush not be burned? Hashem saw that he turned aside to see, and God called out to him amid the bush and said, Moses, Moses, and he replied, here I am, Hineni. And what's interesting is the Torah takes the time to highlight that both Moshe turned towards this and that God noticed that he turns towards it. And I think there's a really important lesson to be learned here, that Moses took the action to investigate. That's how his prophecy started. It wasn't that God said, Moses, I need you to take on this task. And for all we know, Moses could have gone by, seen the sneh, taken a quick selfie with it, oh, that's cool, and moved on. What did Moses do? He stopped what he was doing. He turned aside and he approached the sneh. And God noticed that he turned aside, that he stopped what he was doing, that he took the first step. And we saw the same thing at Mount Sinai, that Moses went up the mountain. It was Moses's, as Stephen Covey would say, in the first of the 7 habits of highly effective people, that he was proactive, that it was Moses's proactivity, his step forward, that led to him getting prophecy, and it was his climb up the mountain, him taking the first step, that led to the 10 Commandments and the revelation at Sinai. So proactivity is this really important theme, and here we are at the doorstep of 2022. Now, I know we're all hoping 2022 is going to look very different than 2021, actually coming at you live from the end of my isolation period. And one of the things that we're all thinking about right now is making a resolution. What am I going to change next year? What can be different? Such an important theme. And even if you follow the Hebrew calendar, why not take advantage of this day? There's so much energy that comes with starting new of 1/1/2022. But why do resolutions fail? Often we have this motivation, this inspiration, this starting desire to want something. But then that fades. So what do we do about this? Well, one of my rabbis, Rabbi Yosef Lin at Machon Yaakov, talks about the idea of wanting to want what you want. Say that 5 times fast. Wanting to want what you want. It's easy to be inspired, but to carry that through, you need to want the activities that are associated with what you want. So say you want to lose weight. Wanting to want what you want means, I know I want to spend time with my friends. I know I want to look like these other people. I know I want to have more energy, so I'm going to create the environment for that to happen. If I want to spend time with my friends, then I'm going to go to the gym with my friends. If I want to feel this sense of energy, then I'll have my favorite music around. I want to listen to my music, and that makes me want to exercise. Say I want to start a Parsha video, and I know I'm an incredibly goal-oriented person, so I'm going to make a spreadsheet that has all the Parshas, and I get the satisfaction every week of marking one off. I want to want what I want. So as we think about 1/1/2022, let's all take a page out of Moshe's playbook and use that proactivity, taking that first step, figuring out not what our goal is for next year, but using these 8 days we have until the end of the year to determine how am I going to want what I want and to truly achieve my potential in 2022. Shabbat Shalom.